Hello everyone and welcome to Tekken 2. The very first Tekken game that I actually played way back on the PlayStation 1. The very first one that I owned, that I played, that I really enjoyed, that me and my family played all the time. So, I think is such a great game. It began the whole series for me as I played through most of the Tekken games up until Tekken 5. So, this one's going to bring back a lot of nostalgia. Now, there is a second opening that I'm going to just continue to wait here to actually show it. It will eventually show it here, the arcade version, because this is an arcade game, and was also... here it is. Okay, so yeah, this is our arcade game that you would actually have an arcade machine and actually, put money in to actually play the game. And, it is available for the PlayStation 2, and all the other consoles when the games came out. Never played the arcade version, never seen the arcade version. There are some differences with the arcade version that we'll look at the very end. But... this is the PlayStation 1 version of Tekken 2, my very first game that I played. So, this is just going to be a brief introduction to the game. So I think the first thing we should do is take a look at the story, because even though each character has their own story, there is an overall story that ends up happening. And there is even though you can play as different characters and have a different winner at the end of the tournament, there is still one winner that would essentially follow through with each of the game. That would be, canon, a canon ending. So, here's the story of Tekken 2, the Iron Fist. 2 years have passed since Kazuya Mishima won the first King of the Iron Fist tournament. With the mysterious disappearance of Heihachi Mishima, Kazuya Mishima, the new head of the Mishima Zaibatsu organization, is holding the tournament a second time. Once again, the best fighters from around the world have gathered to compete for the coveted title, the King of the Iron Fist. There is a rumor that Kazuya has made a deal with the devil, so enter the tournament at your own risk. So yeah, this is essentially saying that the canon ending for Tekken 1 is that Kazuya defeats his father, Heihachi, in his own tournament and becomes the new Zaibatsu, the ruler of the Mishima Zaibatsu. So let's go ahead and take a look at our game options here. Have it set to easy for right now. I'll see how difficult it actually is, because the first game was, it was a bit difficult, but we may up that. It depends. So we have the 2 rounds. We have the infinite round time. I don't ever let it time out. Change character, I continue. That's not important. All the ones that are green are the default setting. Guard damage, no. Versus win, should buy either fruit or number. Quick select. BGM, this is something that I did not show off in the first Tekken game. You can change it to the original arcade music or the arranged music for the PlayStation 1. So about halfway through it, I will change it, because I did not do that for the original. So yeah, and then the speaker stereo. We would definitely want that. Here's what I usually use for my keys. By default, you see it over to the right of what the second player has. I always customize all the top buttons to have a combination of keys, because that tends to make some moves quite a bit easier. And then records is not going to show anything. Memory card is also not going to show anything. We have autosave on. Okay, so let's see our cast of characters, and then just as I did for Tekken 1, I'm going to have a separate video for each and every character. So why don't we go ahead... There's different types of modes too, I should also mention this. We have the versus mode, we have the team battle mode. You can choose, multiple characters in your team. And as you can see, there are a lot of characters that we have to unlock. So yeah, that was always one of the most fun things about Tekken. It really was. We have time attack mode, we have survival mode, we have practice mode, which is what I'll be going into to show off the characters' costumes and some of their powerful moves. And then we also have the arcade mode, and we can see our characters here. We have June, Yoshimitsu, Nina, Law, Heihachi, Paul, Jack 2, King, Michelle, and Lei. And then, of course, all those secret characters. So yeah, we are going to do a video for each and every one of them, with the first one will be June. So I will see you then.